Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a cartoon style illustration of yourself or anyone else, depending on what exactly you are doing. Hopefully when you finish it should look something similar to this. This is one that I did previously of Tyler the Creator, but I'm going to be doing another one now of Tyler the Creator. So you want to open Photoshop and then create a new document. Just click new. Wait for this to load. Right, this doesn't really matter what you set it to, but this is just what I use. This is what I use all the time for mine, which is 1080p. So it's really high quality. With 1920 and then height 1080. This is pixels as well. And then change your resolution to 300 dpi, which is dots per inch, which is there. Then click OK, and you should have your your page set up there. Just double click that to get rid of the background layer. So it's just a flat layer. Right, then you're going to want to find the picture of who it is or what it is you want to do the illustration of. And in this case, it's going to be Tyler the Creator again, so I'm just going to drag this one over now. When you put it over, it will most likely be a smart object, so just click enter, and then right click on the layer, or if you're on Mac, I think it's control click. And then go to rasterize. And if your picture's small when you drag it in, because you've got like a really small resolution image, you can stretch it, but as long as you can see some of the fine details in it. I mean, if you're stretching it so it's like you can't see it at all, then that's not going to be any good, because since you're not actually using the picture, you're just using it as like a guide. You don't need the fine details in that, because you're going to be drawing it yourself anyway. So. Right, so once you get your picture there, you're going to make a new layer. You don't have to name this, but in this case I'm going to just name it outline. Right, then you're going to go to your brush tool. Make sure you've got it. Make sure you got this over here set to black, and then white on the bottom. It doesn't really make a difference. Just make sure you got black on the top. You go to your brush tool and set it to about set it to about 3 or 4, depending on how big your canvas is. Your line has to be fairly thin. I mean, that's probably about right. And then you're going to get your pen tool, which is P on the keyboard. And then on this outline layer, you're just going to basically draw around the actual like the picture or the face or whatever it is. And I'll show you how to do that now. So just click what you. Some of you might not know how to use the pen tool, but it's people say it's pretty hard, but personally I don't think it's too difficult. What you do is just click one place, click the other place, and then just like drag it, and you can like turn it so you just get the right shape of the face. To move this sort of, can't remember what this is called, but to move that, hold Alt and then drag it, and you can move that, which is just sort of guides where the next line's going to go. So there you go, like that. Right, I'm going to fast forward. Oh shit, maybe not, hang on. Oh, and if you want to get this right down here, but you're trying to get it right to the very center and you can't do it, just hold Alt and then click the point there, and it'll just disappear, which is right. And say once you've got what it is you want to outline, I mean, if it's just a single line by itself, you can do this. You just right click, or if you're on Mac, control click, go down to stroke path, make sure it's set to brush, and then click OK. And as you can see, it's done that. Like it's like a brush line. So if I was to get a brush now and you compare it, it's just like that, but it just follows the path you've created. So, oh yeah, and also when you're on the brush, make sure it's set to hardness to 100, so you don't want any blurs around it or anything like that. Right. So now you've you don't have to like to make a path like this and then link it back up to the start like that. You don't have to do that. You can just simply do it how you want. Just do it all on one layer as well. So I'm just going to fast forward this bit that I'm doing now. You can see the eyebrows there are like completely black. Instead of going, I'll just show you now. Instead of when you've got your line like that, just outline the eyebrow. And what you're gonna do, instead of right clicking and going to stroke path, you're gonna go to fill path, and you can select use black or whatever you want to do, and then just do that, and it'll fill. Like, make sure you connect the path back together as well when you do it. So go back to there like that, so it's all linked to one path. Then right click and do it. And just for the sake of this video, I'm only going to do his face. I'm not going to focus too much on like the writing on the hat and everything like that. I'm just going to do the face and the light colours and stuff like that. Right. What you're going to do is you're going to make a new layer over the outline layer and set that to multiply. And you're going to put the background layer back on and hold Alt. No, sorry, get your brush tool, which is B on the keyboard, or it's over here, there. And you're gonna do is hold Alt, so you got like the eyedropper tool, and you're gonna select some like sort of a mid-tone sort of colour that'll trying to get one that's fairly right. It can be hard. You just gotta keep looking around, try and find a colour that looks sort of like a mid-tone. Right. I'm gonna edit that a little bit. Right. You press this I button sort of thing next to the background layer, the actual picture, just to turn it off. Go to your brush, and you can use the bracket keys to make the brush bigger and smaller. Left bracket, because smaller, right bracket makes it bigger. And you're just gonna paint over the whole thing like this. Just go over everything. Like obviously, if it's the face, just do the face, like the skin layer or whatever it is. You like if you're doing the skin, do the skin. And you can use your rubber. If you go out the lines, just use your rubber. Make sure it's hardness 100, so you can get every single little bit without making it fade. And just make sure you get every single little bit, otherwise it probably will look pretty messy. And you can use these further on as well for your next ones, like when you're doing your shadows and your highlights and stuff like that. So I'm going to fast forward this again. Right. Once you've got the skin laid down, if you've done what I've done and gone over the eyes and stuff like that, obviously you can just go back and rub it out, which is what I'm going to do now. Just going to, like where I've gone into the eye, use the eraser, which is E on the keyboard, and again you can use the bracket keys to make it bigger or smaller. Just make sure you get absolutely everything. You don't want to leave anything behind anyway. Just do the other eye. Oh. Right, now once you've done that, I'm not going to focus too much on the hat colour and stuff like that. I mean, once you've seen how you can do the skin, you just sort of apply the same technique to the hat and hair and whatever else you're going to be doing. You do now is make a new layer with this here, and then set that again to multiply. Don't change the colour, and just try and think about where the light's coming, like the light source is coming from. Say it's coming from over here. This side's going to be lighter, this side's going to be darker. But I'm going to use the actual image a bit here. So this side's on the right hand side here is going to be darker. The left hand side's going to be lighter. And what you can do is you can use the pen tool for this. So get your pen tool and just try and outline where you think the light would be, or you could, like I said, you can use that for like reference. You can hang on. You can drag that out to the side somewhere, and you can use that to see where the light, well, where the shadows are. So like this now, just gonna follow it round. So it'll be like here. Hang on, let me get it a bit better. There we go. And just with the pen tool, just follow it round like that. It's not too difficult anyway. Try and get it as neat as possible as well, because you don't want to be leaving any lighter bits on it, because it looks a bit weird if you do that. It can be boring doing this, and it does take a while sometimes, but the final outcome is usually pretty good. So I'm gonna fast forward this bit again. Right, once you've got your path completely finished, well, this is just the I need to do the ears and stuff like that, but right click and go to fill path, and then click foreground color if you've got your color at the top, like, which should be the same color. Click OK, and then it'll multiply the color. You can after that you can delete the path, and then because it's like a bit of an orangey sort of color, you can turn the opacity down a bit so it sort of looks more natural, if you know what I mean, like that. You're gonna hold Control and click on the thumbnail picture there, and that will highlight the skin layer. Then what you're gonna do is click back onto the top layer and go to Select Inverse, and that'll delete everything outside of these like lines. So now if you go to the top layer again and click Delete, it'll delete everything outside of it. So there you go. Now you've just got the face like that. And again, I'm just gonna quickly do the ear now. So just a bit of reference there. Right. Once you've got that done, you're going to be adding the highlights to it now. So that'll be obviously on the opposite side. So as you can see, you've got all your lighter tones here. Sorry, all your darker, like your shadows here. And on this side, you can have a lighter brown sort of colour. Well, depending on what exactly it is you're doing. Let me just move this over a little bit more. Right. So you're going to go to your colour palette thing here, colour picker, and where you've got your colour set, just try and find one that's not too much of a difference lighter, but like a fair difference. So as you can see that it's not massive, but you can tell. Right, and then you're gonna make a new layer. Don't set it to multiply, just keep it as it is. And again, you're just gonna grab your pen tool, and again you can use one of these pictures, like your original picture, as a reference, or you can just do it like how you'd want it, where you want the light to be coming from. So obviously it's just going to be on this side this time. So just do exactly what you did with the shadows, but with a lighter colour this time. I'm going to fast forward this bit as well. Okay. Now once you've done the the highlights on the picture, what you can do is go down. Well, make sure you've still got it selected, and you're gonna hold Control and click onto the thumbnail of the outline layer, which is here, which will obviously select it again. And then whilst you're still on the highlights layer, press Delete or Backspace, and that will delete like everything, like all the black lines, sorry. And then again, while you're on that one, hold Control and click on the skin layer, and then just do Select Inverse and delete, and that'll delete everything outside of the skin layer. So now you're left with that. So you now have all your highlights, then all your shadows in it. Yeah, I think, hang on, yeah, I've missed a little shadow here on this layer. Just quickly add this back in. So now once you've got that, you can keep it like that if you want to, but in fact, yeah, I'm gonna keep mine as that is. I don't mind that. And then you're gonna do the lips now, which are obviously a different colour. So again, get your brush tool, and then hold Alt and try and get sort of the mid-tone. So get that. Go back over to there, create a new layer, name it if you want to. I'm not going to bother because it's only a tutorial. And then you're just going to again just brush everything in. But what you can do is, like, see, I'm going on to here now. That doesn't really matter. But if you go out of, oh no, that's fine actually. Yeah, just go mad. Don't go inside there though. Like, you'll see why in a minute. But you can, doesn't matter if you go out of the outline and stuff like that. For now, if you just rub that out. Right, and again, while you've got this one highlighted, hold Control and click onto the skin layer, and then this time just press delete because it'll delete the skin layer. But it'll delete everything that's on the skin layer, but on the other layer that you're on now. So everything that you went out on, it will just delete that. Alright, so now you've got your lip colour in. You can add again your highlights and your shadows. So again, new layer for the shadows. Multiply. Use your pen tool and just try and get the darker. I'll try and move this picture over a little bit so I can see it better. Just cut some of it off though, 'cause it's sticking out. Right, that's better. Drag that over. Right. This is easier. Pencil. Right, obviously all the inside sort of bit here is darker, so you're gonna make that all a bit dark, all dark. None of the top part of the lips dark. And you're just gonna do fill. Once you filled that, delete. Oh shit, wrong layer. Sorry. Right, fill. And then you're gonna click on the new one. If you've gone out of it anywhere like that, just hold Control, click onto the lips layer, the first one, and then go select inverse, then delete, and that'll get rid of anything outside of it. After a while, you sort of just learn to do that. Hopefully, I mean, it's not the hardest thing ever, but yeah, hopefully you'll learn to do it. And then you can turn the opacity down there, so it doesn't look, so it's not obviously stood out too much, like, because it does look a bit odd. So I'd recommend turning it down a bit anyway. And then, again, as you did in the other one, make a new layer, pen tool again, and just try and find a lighter sort of tone, not too bright, but a decent one. And I'm just gonna quickly do this one now. Shit. Fill that, delete, and then I think the whole top lips, pretty much the whole top lips completely bright, well, completely lit up. So I'm just gonna try and get most of it. And fill path. Now onto the outline, Control click and click the outline layer, delete, and then because it's gone onto the skin layer there, do it onto the skin layer and then delete. And again, for that you can turn the opacity down so it doesn't stand out too much, it does look a bit odd. And now you've got your lips done on it. I'm just gonna move this over a bit so you can see that. So already it's looking fairly good to say. It's not taking that long. I'll just quick look now. It's taking me 41 minutes. Wow. Okay. Oh right, sorry. Yeah, that's been 41 minutes, but obviously it's going to be sped up on the video. And last, I'm just going to show you how to do the eyes. I'm sure you could figure out teeth are going to be a bit grey because they're not going to be completely white. That's just going to be like a darker pink in there. Just for the sake of the tutorial, I'm trying to get things sped up a little bit here. So again, new layer. See what colour eyes he's got. Dark brown. So I'm just going to try and get as close as I can to the right colour. I mean, because the picture's pretty dark, you can't really see his eye colour, so you can't really, use the eyedropper tool, so you can't really get the exact colour because the picture's a bit dark. So I'm just going to get pretty dark brown there. Set this to multiply. And then get your brush and just fill them in. Like this. And then that looks better already. And what you can do is add some little highlights to it, so you could go a little bit lighter. Like that. Make a new layer over the top of it. Oh shit. Make your brush a little smaller and just sort of, that didn't work right. Oh yeah, it did, sorry. Just put some sort of just click there outline, delete that, and then go to filter, blur. In fact, now I'm going to do the other one as well first. Click there, outline, delete, then go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Don't have it too high, I just want it so it sort of blends the eyes out a little bit like that. I mean, you can see it blending a bit there. And that looks about right. So click that, and I can see it's blended a little bit more. And just to add a little bit more to the eyes so it looks slightly more realistic, you can press X on your keyboard here if the background's already white, which just swaps them around like that. So you want get white, make a new layer, get your brush, make sure your hardness is on 100, and oops, shit. You're just going to make it fairly big, not too big. Click there, and then I'd probably go down like 3 sizes, like tap your bracket key out 3 times so it goes down small. Then click another one there. Go back up 1, 2, 3. Click, and then back down 1, 2, 3, and then click there again. So it sort of gives you like a little sort of sparkle in the eye. Which gives it a bit of a better effect, and if you want you can just move them down if you want it to be somewhere else, like there. That looks a bit better. Right, that's it guys, I'm just gonna leave it there, and if there's anything else you need to know about these, you need any more tips or anything like that, or I've missed anything you need, just post it in the comment section below and I'll try and answer as many as I can. Thanks for watching guys.